let me talk with Mr. Donato for a minute. When I first got here some years back, I was enlisted by one of the more senior members to help him engage as they were wrestling with the START and New START treaty. It needed to be refreshed, I guess, or reauthorized, and I was shocked, frankly, by how badly that agreement had worked between us and Russia, and worked as a euphemism. It didn't work at all. I mean, the Russians lied, they cheated, they misrepresented, they tell you black was white, and yet the Senate reauthorized the treaty, which again I was shocked at, and of course things didn't get better; they just got worse until finally we got out of it. So things can't be looking very good for you as far as getting some kind of an agreement with them. And of course now, between then and now, one of the big actors here is going to be China, and there isn't much of a use of an agreement between us and Russia if it's not a three-way agreement, and China's in, because they're going to surpass us by numbers before very long. So give me your thoughts on how you're going to approach this, because it seems to me, and I'm not criticizing you, this is a heavy lift, I think. First of all, tell me about your thoughts on Russia. Any chance at all of getting them to change their ways? It doesn't seem like it to me. And then secondly, we've invited the Chinese and they've spurned us a number of times. What are your thoughts on all that?
Senator, thanks for the question. In my opening testimony, I referenced the INF Treaty, and that is the poster child for arms control violations and the danger of not having a treaty that's verifiable and enforceable. The nuclear threats that we see daily that Russia threatens to use are precisely those INF systems that the United States did not produce. So the real life, on the ground dangers of having a treaty that's not verifiable or enforceable, we can see them today. With respect to New START, just a couple things briefly. Number one, as you referenced, the existing limits are inadequate in a world of tripolarity. I don't think necessarily we need to address the Chinese and Russians one-to-one, but the existing numbers are not adequate. Number two, New START expires in 2026. The time is short. Third point that I would make, and President Trump asked the team at the State Department that I was a part of in 2019 and 20 to engage the Russians and to try to improve on New START. As I referenced earlier, the treaty makes no provision for getting at what we can call non-strategic or tactical nuclear weapons. Earlier testimony, I think a couple weeks ago in the Senate, I think in front of the Armed Services Committee, General Cotton used the 2,000 number as an open public number of the number of warheads that the Russians possess in their non-strategic stockpile. I think in a private setting, the numbers that we would see are significantly worse than that. And I look forward to having that discussion with you in the committee. To your point, quickly, sir, about whether this is a fool's errand, it's never not in our interest to engage our adversaries. The other point here that's I think very important is, and I said in my opening statement, President Trump himself has taken on this issue. He's talked at length about denuclearization, and when principals and presidents agree that they want something to move, they do. And obviously that would take commitments from the other side. We won't have negotiations just to talk. But with the president's commitment and everything he's said, if confirmed, I'm cautiously optimistic we can move something forward.
I don't share your optimism. I hope I'm wrong and you're right. Surely there's no sense moving forward on a strategic weapons if you don't talk about tactical weapons. I mean, that's just nonsense. Letting them keep as many tactical weapons as they want while agreeing to something on the other side. Do you agree with me that those both have to be in any kind of an agreement we make with the Russians?
Yes, sir. In fact, it was supposed to be part of the New START treaty, and we never enforced it. I agree wholeheartedly.
And then what about bringing the Chinese into this? I mean, they've rebuffed us over and over again. And, will Russia, let's say in a perfect world, Russia and the U.S. decide to reduce numbers and continue on down, and China just sits there. That wouldn't make sense either, would it?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the question and the follow-up. I agree with you. Bringing China is a challenge. It was a challenge for us in 2020. They did rebuff us. I sit before you today as a State Department nominee, and if confirmed, we're in the diplomacy business. We're in the talking business. There is a flip side to this coin, is that that is a robust modernization program. The Department of Defense needs to and is a critical partner. They were critical partners to us in 2019-20, and our modernization program, our standoff platforms, our exquisite B-21 that's coming online. If the Chinese refuse to talk, we do have some diplomatic levers that I referenced in my opening statement I think we should use if I'm confirmed. But the flip side of this is a robust, modernized, extended deterrence and posture.
You were around when New START was reauthorized. Do you remember the promises that were made to us when that passed for modernization? Do you recall that?
Yes, sir, I do.
And those haven't come anywhere near what was promised. Fair statement?
Senator, I share your frustration. Again, in my opening testimony, I talked about enforceable and verifiable treaties. It's critical that we stick to it and stick to what we said. Again, we never enforced the provision on New START that required that we eventually will get to tactical weapons, and now we're in a situation where there are thousands on one side and a handful on the others.
Yeah. Let me say in closing, I really, really admire your enthusiasm and your optimism. I don't share the optimism, I'm sorry. I hope I'm wrong and you're right. This is a big deal, and it's really important for all American people. Senator Rosen.